All right, everybody, we're live. We're looking at what is going on right now. Earlier, just a short time ago, Atlanta won. The Mets are losing in the fourth to the Brewers, and Arizona plays in about 10 minutes. So there will be some moving around here. Let's see. Let me go to the standings real quick. These scores aren't going to move around that much. Let's go down to the NL wild card. All right. Well, first the American League. We have to scroll through them anyway. Kansas City hasn't um, clinched the wild card yet, but let me just see here. They lost earlier today to the Braves, so that didn't help them out. So Kansas City just needs to win one game or have Minnesota lose the rest of their games, kind of thing. It's one of those. And the Twins are losing right now in the bottom of the fifth to the Orioles, so that'll help the Royals. Let's go down to the National League then, and we have basically three teams within a half a game vying for two spots. And as I said earlier, the Atlanta Braves won tonight. Arizona's going to play in 10 minutes, and the Mets are losing 5-2. The only thing that I'm trying to figure out here is that whether or not ESPN has already updated the Braves record since they won tonight. So the Braves won. Arizona plays in 10 minutes. The Mets are losing in like the fifth inning, 5-2. Let's go back to the scores. Dodgers have already clinched the division. Nobody cares about the Cardinals or Giants. Yankees, they've clinched. Marlins and Blue Jays, who cares? The Astros, I believe, have clinched. The Guardians have clinched both of their divisions. Rays and Red Sox, who cares? But the Twins are losing in the bottom of the fifth to the Orioles. So that's a game that could, possibly knock out the Twins from any chance of the and help the Royals, because the Royals, I think, are 2.5 games in front of the Twins to make the wild card. But the Mets are losing. So if you're a Mets fan, that's not great. And Arizona still has I'm Central Time. They have about 8 minutes till game time. But as I said earlier, the Braves did win today. So let's take a look a little bit closer at that Braves game. Fried was the winner. Singer took the loss. Iglesias the save. Let me see if I can get. Yeah, there we go. Box scores here for the game. The Royals picked up Tommy Pham. That's kind of interesting to me because the Cardinals DFA'd him earlier, but he was 0 for 4. A lot of 0-4s in offers in Kansas City. Bobby Witt got a hit. Massey got 2 hits. Basically, the Royals were 3 hit. But the Braves were helped out by Sean Murphy, their catcher. He had 2 RBIs tonight. He was 1 for 3 with a home run. So I'm assuming that's how they scored all the runs. He's only batting 197 on the year, Sean Murphy, for the Braves. So not not good output there. Azuna, the DH, was 0 for 3, but he's batting 308. Let's see here. Murphy hit a home run, fourth inning off Singer. 1 on and 2 outs, so that's how he got the 2 RBIs. And I guess the other run was from an error, was unearned. Okay. Pitching Fried pitched 8 2/3. Wow. Iglesias came in for a third of an inning. Singer for Kansas City, who took the loss, pitched 6 innings. And Hernandez pitched another 2. So again, Atlanta won tonight. And they are 87 71. I'm assuming that's all updated. Let's go back to the standings here. Well, first, I guess we got to go to the updates of the games. We'll go through the games that kind of matter right now. Astros on top of the Guardians, sort of a playoff preview, if you will. 2 teams that won their division. The Orioles are beating the Twins now in the top of the 6th. The Twins have, if the Twins lose, it's all kind of help. Hey, Daniel Berry, thanks for joining again. Happy Friday to you too, my friend. Hope everything's going well. The Twins lose, that's good for the Royals. In the bottom of the 4th still, the Mets down 5-2. That has wild card implications, basically because of that crazy National League wild card where 3 teams, all within a half a game, are vying for 2 spots. And it's the Mets and the Diamondbacks and Atlanta. Atlanta has already won. The Mets are losing, and Arizona, let's say, tips off in about 4 minutes. Not tips off. I know first pitch is in about 4 minutes, but I just wanted to throw a curveball. In that game, it looks like Yu Darvish goes for San Diego and Kelly for Arizona. Let's see. Let's pull up some information here. Merrill Kelly for Yu Darvish is 6-3. Merrill Kelly is 5-0. They both have ERAs close. Kelly 3.71, Darvish 3.18. Arizona is expected to win. They have a 58% chance of winning, 58.9 chance of winning. Ketel Marte for Arizona has 36 home runs. Manny Machado 29 for San Diego. Batting average wise, Marte leads Arizona at 294. Luis Arias 315. Manny Machado has 104 RBIs. And Eugenio Suarez has 98 for Arizona. All right. So this is this game that has first pitch in just a few minutes. This is going to be one of those that we're going to be watching. Now, in baseball, it's relatively slow. It's not like, unless they score a 5-run inning or something crazy like that, it's it's going to be slow as it can be. But let's go back to the scores, see if anything changed up here. We'll just go through all the scoreboard right now. Dodgers over the Rockies 6-1. I'm just trying to see if there's no other information. Cardinals and Giants play later. Pirates are actually beating the Yankees. So I guess that's good for the Pirates, right? The Marlins are destroying the Blue Jays 14-5. So I guess Skip Schumacher is happy, their manager. A battle of playoff teams, Astros and Guardians. Astros blanking the Guardians 5-0. They have 12 hits. The Guardians have only mustered 1 hit tonight. They're in the top of the 8th. The Orioles are still beating the Twins, and that has implications if you're a Kansas City Royal fan. The Orioles are up 2-0. It's still the bottom of the 4th. The Mets are losing to the Brewers 5-2. Let's just take a look at the box score here. It's been the bottom of the fourth for a while. They must have changed pitchers or something. No, they didn't. Or it doesn't look like they did. Okay. The Mets, Vientos has all of the Mets RBIs with a home run. So I guess it was a 2-run home run, one on. Yep. It was in the third inning. And Hoskins has 4 RBIs in tonight's game for the Brewers. Let's see. Hoskins has a home run. There were 3 on, so he hit a grand slam. That's sort of what I figured. And Turang has the other RBI. He's 2 for 2 tonight, the second baseman for the Brewers. So it's still the bottom of the fourth. It's been the bottom of the fourth for a decent amount of time. So nobody's on, 2 outs. But bottom of the fourth still. Let's go back to those scores. See what we can get. Anybody have any questions about any of the games? I can call that up as well. Let's see. We have the Rangers and Angels are underway. It's tied at 0. We talked about the Brewers and Mets. Brewers top of the Mets. It's the top of the first between the Padres and the Diamondbacks. It's obviously 0-0. Athletics and Mariners, now that the Athletics or the Sacramento Athletics, they're playing the Mariners in Seattle. Earlier today, the Cubs beat the Reds 1-0. The Tigers gave the White Sox their 121st loss, beat them 4-1. The Tigers on a roll right now. Skubal is probably going to win the Cy Young in the American League. The Nationals up 9-1 or beat the Phillies 9-1. The Rays topped the Red Sox 2-1. Bradley the winner, Pivetta the loser. And then, as I said a couple other times, the Braves beat the Royals 3-0. Now, the Royals have not clinched. However, Minnesota is losing, which will help the Royals. You know how that works in at the end of the season there. Let's see, where are the Twins? Yeah, the Twins are losing 2-0 in the top of the 6th to the Orioles. And it's still the bottom of the 4th. Let me refresh this and double check. Gosh, it's still the bottom of the 4th. And it's 5-2, the Brewers over the Mets. So if you're a Mets fan, you can't love that. Although the Mets and Braves have 2 games on Monday. They have one of those, split double headers. They could have played earlier, but now they're going to play. And they say that the weather might be even worse because of the hurricane. So we'll see. Hopefully they'll be able to get those games in, or maybe they'll have to find a neutral site. I'm not sure. But right now, let's go look at the standings real quick. The Yankees won their division. I don't know why this thing keeps skipping on me. Baltimore clinched a wild card spot. Cleveland clinched the AL Central. Detroit clinched a wild card spot. They really came out of nowhere. They were behind Kansas City and the Twins. Well, they were behind Cleveland, Kansas City, and the Twins most of the season. So kudos to them and making that little run. But here we go about the Kansas City and Twins. Now, 2.5 games separates Kansas City and the Twins. So the likelihood that the Twins, if the Twins lose, I guess, tonight, which they are losing right now, they'll probably be eliminated because it would still be, because Kansas City lost to Atlanta earlier today. And if Minnesota loses, it would still be that 2.5 games, but there would be 2 games left. So, yeah, a loss by Minnesota, I believe, secures the Royals a wild card spot. So hopefully it'll go that way. And congratulations to Royals fans out there. I know you'll probably be ecstatic about that. Houston won the lowly, I say lowly, not to be mean, but the records aren't great, but AL West. Philadelphia clinched the NL East, but again, the Mets and Atlanta are fighting with the Arizona Diamondbacks for 2 wild card spots because San Diego has clinched 1 wild card spot. So there's 2 available, and 3 teams within a half a game are all fighting for that. So interesting. So Arizona's game's finally underway. They're in the top of the first. And in the NL Central, the Brewers won. No one else from the Central will make the playoffs. And as I said, San Diego clinched a wild card spot. Hey, Ron Sampson, excellent recap. Thank you. Thank you, Ron Sampson, for joining us tonight. Good to have you on board. The LA Dodgers clinched the West and San Diego clinched the wild card. Now we have to see if Arizona, Atlanta, and New York, 2 of the 3 of those teams will make it. So let's go back to the scoreboard and see if any of the scores have changed. Okay, Dodgers still on top of now it's 6-2. Dodgers still on top of the Rockies. Rockies, I guess, scored 1. Pirates beating the Yankees 4-2. Marlins all over the Blue Jays still 14-5 in the bottom of the 7th. I guess I can take these off. I can see better. Astros and Guardians, sort of a prep for the playoffs. Astros up on the Guardians 5-0. Orioles now top of the 6th are beating the Twins 2-0. Let me refresh this. Yep, top of the 6th. It's still, the Brewers scored again. Hold on. It's 6-2 now. The Brewers are beating the Mets, so they've increased their lead by 4 runs. The Rangers have already scored 3 runs on the Angels. They're up 3-0. The Angels are 63-96, so they're not having a good year at all. I guess I haven't really looked at them in a while. Boy, that is, they're not going to hit 100 losses, but man, that's not a good team. Okay, San Diego and Arizona are tied at 0. There's 1 out. There are 2 on, first and third for the Padres. So Padres are on the doorstep there. They might, score here in the first. Diamondbacks need to win. The Mets need to score some runs and try to take back this game because Atlanta already won earlier tonight. And as we talked about, on the hill for the Diamondbacks is Merrill Kelly. And like I said, he's given up a hit. There's 1 out with runners on first and second. Let's go into the game cast here for this game because, obviously something's going on here. So let's, we have 1 out, top of the first. Manny Machado's up. He's betting 278 on the season. All right. So they're on the doorstep. Let's see here. Machado, it's 2-1 to Machado with 1 out. I guess you guys can kind of see this, but first pitch was a sinker, 94 miles an hour. The second was a slider. Both of those pitches missed. Slider was 86 miles per hour, and a foul ball slider, 87 miles per hour. Runners on first and third. Profar's on at first. Reyes is on at third for the Padres, and Machado is up. And boy, this thing is not going by quick at all, is it? I'm just going to refresh, see if something happens here. I thought they had a pitch clock in baseball now. What is this nonsense? Uh-oh. Ball's hit. Is it a hit? Oh, it looks like Machado single to right. Arias scored. Profar to third. So it is 1-0 San Diego. Merrill is up to bat now. Machado's at first. Profar is at third. Merrill's up to bat. San Diego leads 1-0. Look, all these games have implications. Another hit or the ball's in play somehow. Merrill singled to center. Profar scored. Machado's second. So now we have runners on first and second for San Diego. 1 out. It's 2-0 San Diego. Again, Arizona wants to win this game. They kind of need to win this game, especially because the Mets and Atlanta have 2 games on Monday. So even when Sunday's done, the Mets and Atlanta have 2 more games to play. So if you're the Arizona Diamondbacks, you want to win tonight, win tomorrow, win Sunday. You want to go out winning because they have 4 games. They have 4 games after tonight. You have 2 games after tonight. All right. Yep, 2-0, 1 out still. Let me refresh this, see where we're at. Bogarts is up at the plate. Merrill on at first. Machado's on at second. There's 1 out. All right, you need to know who to start. All right, this is fair. You can ask fantasy questions too. Devontae or DK? Strike 1 to Bogarts. Okay, so DK Metcalf. Let me just look this up. I'm glad you asked. No problem. Let's see. Metcalf. Where are we going here? 46 points. Okay, Metcalf is not a. I'm leaning towards Metcalf. Let me look up Devontae. Now, just so that I'm clear, when you say Devontae, you mean Devontae Smith, correct? I'm just double checking. I'm assuming you mean you're super torn, ready to cry. Don't cry. Please don't cry. All right. Devontae Smith. Ooh. Devontae Smith will not play in week 4. Sam. Oh, you have Adams. Devontae Adams. Okay, I just wanted to be clear. Let's look up Smith. Oh yeah, Devontae Smith. I'm sorry. I'm thinking about baseball and I'm getting all my names confused. Devontae Smith for Philadelphia. Okay, Sam is out. He will not play in week 4. It says here Devontae Smith concussion will not play in week 4 against the Bucks. So you do not have to be torn. I apologize for getting the names all messed up, but yes. Oh, you have Adams. What am I? Hold on. Okay, Devontae Adams. Okay. Let me see what it says for him. Coach Antonio Pierce relayed Friday that Adams will be out for Sunday's game against the Browns. Again, Coach Antonio Pierce of the Raiders relayed Friday that Adams will be out for Sunday's game. Okay, here's another one from Roto World. Devontae Adams will not play in week 4 against the Browns. So there you have it. You have no choice. You got to play DK. So you don't have to worry about it. You don't have to be torn anymore, Sam. You don't have to be torn. But Devontae Adams is not playing. And so now that makes the decision for you. So no problem, Sam. Anytime. Any other questions, let me know. Oh my God, it is 3-0 San Diego. Machado and RBI. Wait. RBIs. Machado and RBI, Maryland RBI. How did they get the third? How did they get the third RBI? Who got the third RBI? Are they saying that it's unearned? Okay. Cronenworth is on at first. Bogarts is on at second. There's 2 outs. This has big implications here. The fact that San Diego's up 3-0 on Arizona. All right. While we're kind of just looking at things, let me know. We're going to go back to the scoreboard here. Let me just refresh to make sure it's all updated. Okay, the Dodgers still lead the Rockies 9-2. Cardinals and Giants play later. Pirates still over the Yankees, bottom of the ninth. Nobody out. Marlins all over the Blue Jays, 14-5. It's the end of the seventh. Okay, here in the bottom of the eighth, in what would be a playoff preview, the Astros and Guardians. Astros up 5-0. Bottom of the eighth with 1 out. In the bottom of the sixth, the Orioles lead the Twins, and I do believe if the Twins lose, the Royals automatically clinch the wild card berth in the American League. In the middle of the fifth, so the Mets already batted, the Brewers lead the Mets 6-2. This is a game that the Mets have to win, or should want to win at least, because Atlanta won earlier. Now, I do know that the Mets, and I said this as well, the Mets and the Braves play a doubleheader or 2 games on Monday. All right, the Rangers are beating the Angels 3-1 in just the bottom of the first. The Padres now lead the Diamondbacks 4-0, so it's not really going the Diamondbacks' way. Not the kind of start that they wanted by any stretch of the imagination. There's still runners on first and second with 2 outs for the Padres in the top of the first. So there's a chance they might get a few more runs. And the homeless, or team without a home, if you will, Athletics, are playing the Marlins in about 14 minutes. All right. Any questions about fantasy football? I can answer that. I'm usually live streaming on TikTok nowadays, fantasy. So if you have any fantasy questions, let me know. I'll take any of those. So feel free to ask me that. We'll go through, while I have a few people online, we'll just go through what the final scores are. I don't know why my screen is moving so slow. Jeez. No, that's not what I wanted to go to. Sorry about that. Scores. No, I want to go here. Oh, yeah, we can go through the President's Cup. Let's go through the scores from earlier today. Cubs beat the Reds 1-0. Tigers, who are on a roll, handed the White Sox their 121st loss. They won 4-1. Herder was the winner. Schuster the loser. Schuster's 2-5 with a 4.42 ERA. So not a horrible ERA, but 121 losses. Nationals beat up on the Phillies 9-1. Rays got by the Red Sox 2-1. And like I keep saying, the Braves have already won tonight. The Braves have 2 more games this weekend, and then they play 2 games against the Mets on Monday. So what's interesting is the Diamondbacks, who are losing already 4-0, have just 2 games after tonight, while the Mets and the Braves sort of have to beat each other up for 2 games on Monday. So that should be very interesting. Rangers up 3-1, Brewers up 6-2. Top of the 7th now. Orioles still beating the Twins 2-0. I believe if the Twins lose, the Royals clinch the wild card. So the Royals probably are watching this closely. Astros over the Guardians. That's a playoff preview. Up the Marlins, I think, scored another run. They're up 15-5 on the Blue Jays. Let's go back to the Padres It is the middle of the first. So in the middle of the first, the Padres are up 4-0 on the Diamondbacks. Hopefully, I mean, if you're a Diamondbacks fan, you're probably hoping that your team can score a few runs, at least, to close that gap a little bit. Carroll, Marte, Peterson are up for the Diamondbacks. So we'll be watching that when the game comes back on. All right. Any other questions about fantasy? I don't know how much longer I'm going to be on because these baseball games move like they move at glacial speed. So, yeah, the Astros Guardians, that's an interesting game. The Astros have 13 hits, 5 runs, so not anything too crazy. It is the bottom of the 8th, and the Guardians have bases loaded. So let's take a look at what's going on in that game, at least right now. All right. Pitching is Abreu. Manzardo is batting the DH for Cleveland. It's 2 balls, 1 strike. Bases are loaded. Kwan's on at first. Sheeman is on at second. Brennan's on at third. The count now is 2-2 to Manzardo. Abreu is pitching for Houston. Now, if this guy hits a home run, it's 5-4 all of a sudden. There are 2 outs though. Oh, he struck him out. Okay, so that's what happened. So he struck him out, and I guess that made it the second out of the inning. Okay. Duh. All right. So now we have Ramirez, who probably the Astros don't want to see right now. He's probably the best hitter. It's 0-1. It's 1-1 now to Ramirez from Abreu. Again, the bases are loaded for Cleveland. They're down 5-0 in the bottom of the 8th. There are 2 outs. It's 1-1 to Jose Ramirez. I mean, I guess I could watch the game and relay this stuff, but I don't know. Technology is technology. This way you guys are watching it with me, I guess. I should have probably made this a premiere. All right, the count now is 1-2. He just fouled that one off. A 97-mile-an-hour 4-seam fastball from Abreu to Jose Ramirez, who is 0 for 2 with 1 walk tonight. Let's see if we can, again, Kwan is on at first. Sheeman's on at second, and Brennan's on at third for Cleveland. There are 2 outs. The bottom of the 8th. Houston leads 5-0. I mean, a lot of this stuff you guys can see, but I'll make the screen just a little bit bigger so it's easier here. There we go. All right. So come on, ESPN. What is the next pitch? Come on. I thought they had a pitch count. I mean, this stuff just doesn't move. All right. 5-0. Cleveland has bases loaded, 2 outs. They have their hitter up. They have Jose Ramirez up. So they have the person that you would want batting. He's batting .278 on the season, but he's 0 for 2 with a walk tonight. Come on, ESPN. Give us that next. Oh, it's a ball. So it's 2-2. Looks like it was way outside. If you look at this area right here, that's where I'll make this a little bit bigger. The ball was way over here tonight. So, okay. We'll see what he does here, and then we'll go back to the scoreboard. But I'm telling you that this is slow. You figure with the pitch count, they'd be picking up this, game cast. It is foul ball, 87 mile an hour slider from Abreu to Jose Ramirez was a foul ball. So it's 2 balls and 2 strikes to Ramirez, who I said is batting 278 and 0-2 on the night. I'm just checking the other scores while I got you here because this game is moving oh so slowly. Another foul ball from Jose Ramirez. Let's see. Has anything changed? It is the top of the 6th. Uh-oh, what happened? Did he strike him out? What's going on? Yep. End of the 8th. So they did not score. I think they had 1 out with the bases loaded. Thank you so much. Thank you. Good night. All right. See you later. So let me see here. The Brewers still lead the Mets. It's the top of the 6th. It's 6-2 Brewers. Ross is pitching for the Brewers. Alonso is batting. He's 0 for 2 with a strikeout tonight. Diamondbacks have scored a run. It's 4-1 in the bottom of the 1st. The Diamondbacks, it looks like they have no outs. Let's go to that game. This game is done. Well, I mean, it's not done, but we don't care as much about it. Let's go to the Diamondbacks game because it looks like there's nobody out. Let me just, it's 4-1, bottom of the 1st, no outs, 1st and 2nd. Yu Darvish is pitching. Walker is batting. Carroll hit a home run off Darvish, 0 on, 0 out. So Carroll hit the home run to put them on the board, to put Arizona on the board. A much needed win tonight for Arizona. Much needed. Let's see if we can go to the game cast because it'll tell me then at least who is on base. Although I guess I could figure that out because there's no outs. But we'll go there anyway because it's just cooler. Although it takes forever to get those pitch counts. Okay, nobody out. 1st and 2nd. Peterson's on at 1st. Marte's on at 2nd. Sorry about the jumping back and forth here. 4-1. Now at bat is Walker. Yu Darvish is on the hill. He has not gotten anybody out yet. 4-1. The Padres put up 4 runs in the top of the 1st. Arizona's trying to close that gap. They have 1 already. But we got a lot of baseball left. We're only in the bottom of the 1st here. And that game, I swear that game between the Brewers. Here we go. What's going on? Were they? Okay. Strike looking. Okay, here's a ball that's in play. It's an out. Walker grounded into fielder's choice to shortstop. Peterson out at 2nd. Marte to 3rd. All right, so there's runners on 1st and 3rd with 1 out now. So Walker's on at 1st. Marte's on at 3rd. Arizona's down 4-1. The Mets are losing 6-2 to the Brewers in, I believe, the top of the 6th. And it's still the top of the 6th, it looks like. God, that game seems like it's really moving slow. All right. 4-1, 1 out. Runners on 1st and 3rd for Arizona. We're looking at all these scores. Nathaniel's here. Hey, Nathaniel. Hey, how you doing, buddy? Glad to have you on board. We're just kind of looking at the games that have playoff implications. You went to your last Yankees game. You're not going to any playoff games? You mean you're like, uh-oh. Oh, you hit a sacrifice fly, so that makes it 4-2. There's 2 outs. Arizona's down 4-2 in the bottom of the 1st. You went to your last Yankees game tonight. Ever? Last Yankees game ever? No, I know you're for the season, but you're not going to go to any playoff games? You got to go to playoff games. All right. So let's go back and look. I'm just going to look up this score. God, okay. It's the middle of the 6th now. So the Brewers are going to come up the bat. They're up 6-2. The Mets are losing. Atlanta won earlier tonight. But the Mets and Atlanta have 2 games to play on Monday night. 2 games to play, and right now the Diamondbacks are down just 4-2, so they basically made it a game again after going down 4-0 in the top of the first. So Nathaniel, I don't know if you're still on. You like my hat, buddy? You like my hat? I just ordered it. I told my wife that I wanted it to look like a Yankees hat because I always liked the Yankees hat, like that black and white. And my thought is I probably should have made this black too. I like the mesh because I don't know, I get real warm when I wear hats sometimes. So um, but anyway, all right. End of the first. It's 4-2. Padres over the Diamondbacks. Let's go back to some scores. We can even talk the President's Cup too. I haven't looked at the Dodgers scored another run. They're up 10-2 in the bottom of the sixth against the Rockies. I don't even know why they're playing that game. Marlins up. Yeah, I don't know if the Mets will end up making it, but they have after tonight, they still have 4 games because they play Atlanta 2 games on Monday. Marlins are still up 15-5 against the Blue Jays. Astros leading the Guardians in a preview for the playoffs, 5-0. The Orioles have opened up their lead. They're up now 3-0 over the Twins. If the Twins lose, I believe that the Royals clinch the wild card. Bottom of the sixth now, so the Brewers are batting. They're up 6-2. Rangers over the Angels in just after 2 innings, 3-1. And as I said, at the end of 1 inning, Padres lead the Diamondbacks 4-2. It's the top of the first against the homeless Athletics and Mariners. It's 0-0. And here's something that I find interesting. Earlier today, the Tigers beat the White Sox 4-1. But what's significant about that is the White Sox now have 121 losses. So the question is, will that number go to 123? We shall see. It'll be a long weekend for those White Sox. I'm sure everybody on that bench is looking forward to the season ending. Okay, let's just go look at let's see what they say about the President's Cup here. I know we're getting ads. President's Cup, blah, 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 DDD. I don't care about that. Where are the scores? Okay, hold on. Scores, there we go. President's Cup. It is tied 5-5. Let's look at what happened today. Hideki Matsuyama and Sunjae Im beat Cantlay and Scheffel 7-6. Adam Scott, Taylor Pendrith 5-4 over Colin Morikawa and Sahith Theegala. I thought Theegala played for another country in some event. I maybe I'm getting him confused. Jason Day. Oh, and I'm going to butcher this name. Christian Bezuidenhout. Bezuidenhout. One-upped. Oh my God. They flat out USA didn't show up. Everybody lost. I guess USA beat it. Yeah, Finau on Thursday. Finau and Scheffel won. Morikawa Theegala won. Henley Scheffler won. Bradley Clark won. Cantlay Burns won. Oh my God. So going into Saturday, let's just look up who is I'll make this bigger because it's getting kind of small. So the time here is I'm Central Time Zone, so that's why you're looking at like 6 o'clock. But Scott and Pendrith will do battle in morning 4-ball against Scheffler and Morikawa. Hughes and Connors against Finau and Scheffel. Siwoo Kim and Tom Kim will play Bradley and Clark. Matsuyama and Im play Cantley and Burns. So we'll see if the USA can. I mean, if you're up 5-0 after the first day, you got to figure that you're probably going to be up 7-3 after the second day. So anyway, I'm going to let y'all go. Have a great weekend. I'll be live on YouTube on Tuesday at 9:00 Eastern. So I will catch you all then. Maybe I'll have a surprise show on Sunday during some of the football games. I don't know. I have a long day, maybe on Sunday. I have a golf. I have to caddy for my son in a golf event. So that should be a lot of fun. So anyway, you guys take care. I will talk to you later. Thank you.